What's going on, guys? Welcome to Gizmo Tech. So after a lot of testing and reviewing with the Sony Xperia Z, I am finally giving you my final thoughts on this device. So let us start off the review by first talking about the design of the phone. So when you take a first look at the phone feels like a rectangular slab of glass. The outer body of the phone is completely made up of glass. Although it's not Gorilla Glass, but the phone really feels premium in the hands. It does not have the cheap feeling like many of the Samsung smartphones. It is relatively thin and light too. I personally had the phone in black color. Since the back is fully made up of glass, the black color did attract a lot of fingerprints. So if you want your phone to look neat and tidy, go with the white version. Overall, I would say that Sony did a great job in designing this phone. The glass body feels premium in the hands. The phone really feels elegant when you hold it, and also the different design of the power button as well as the volume rockers make the phone feel different in the hands. And also, each and every port is covered with flaps to provide the dust protection as well as waterproofing. So the covering of the ports also provides a sophisticated look to the phone. So overall, I would say that Sony did a great job. I love the design of this phone. So now let's talk about the hardware. This phone is powered by a quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro processor along with a 2 GB of RAM. The GPU used is Adreno 320. So the hardware performance is great on this phone, but the benchmark scores aren't comparable to the Galaxy S4 or the HTC One. But I don't believe in benchmarking the phones much because I believe in hands-on performance as well as the speed of the phone in handling everyday tasks. So I had no problem while gaming on this phone or doing web browsing, multitasking or checking my mails. So overall there was no noticeable lag in this phone. Although there were a few hiccups due to the Sony software, but overall this phone is amazing. The hardware performance is amazing and there is no big of a lag in this phone. So now let us talk about the display of this phone. So on the front we have a 5-inch 1920 by 1080 Full HD display with a PPI of 441. The phone also supports Bravia engine too. I have a mixed view about the display of this phone. When you look at the display straight, it produces amazing colors and movie watching and image watching is great on this phone. But as soon as you tilt the display a few degrees, the real quality of the display shows out. So if you tilt your display even to a few degrees in left or right, you will feel that the colors are getting distorted. So what I mean to say is that the display has really bad viewing angles. Compared to my Xperia S which was released last year, the viewing angles are still bad. So I don't know what Sony did with the display panel. So now the opinion about the viewing angles differs from person to person. Some might like the viewing angles and some might not. So I don't hold any kind of strong opinions regarding the viewing angles. As far as see the display straight, I don't have any kind of problem with it. So overall, I would say that besides the bad viewing angles, the screen is good. The major difference between the 720p screen on my Xperia S and the 1080p screen on my Xperia Z is while gaming. So the extra 100 ppi does a really good job when you game on your Xperia Z. So the games look really nice on the 1080p screen. So now let us talk about the software of this phone. So out of the box, the Xperia Z runs on Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. Project Butter and all other awesome features are evident on the device. We also have Google Now. Sony has customized the software in every aspect they can. We have a different kind of lock screen which provides easy access to the camera as well as the music player. There are also some nice added Sony widgets. Overall, the basic UI is like any other Sony Android phone, but it is light and runs smooth. There are also a few toggles for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data and profile in the notification bar. There were a few hiccups here and there at rare times, but they might be due to the Sony widgets. Overall, the UI of the phone is fast, fluid and easy to use. It is one of the most responsive and snappy user interface you can get on a smartphone. So the phone also has a great camera as well as it performs well while gaming. So I've done all the gaming tests as well as camera reviews, so I'll link them in the description box, so be sure to check them out. Regarding the media consumption, this phone is great for media consumption. The inbuilt Walkman album as well as movies app are great. The Walkman app offers a lot of customization and different effects so that you can tailor the sound you want to hear. Full HD movies had no lag or stuttering while playing and the movies look good on the screen. The loudspeaker on this phone is decent but not comparable to something like Boom Sound on the HTC One. And now let us talk about the battery life. The battery life, like any other smartphone, is average. If you are a light or medium user, the battery should last you for a day. But if you are a heavy user who plays heavy games or uses camera and other features for longer durations, you might have to charge your Xperia Z twice a day. Sony has included various power saving features like extended standby mode and stamina mode, which do help in maximizing the battery life a bit. So overall battery life is pretty average, as you can expect from any smartphone. The battery life is not comparable to something like the Galaxy Note 2. So overall, after all these tests and review, the final question is that would I recommend this phone? To be honest, the answer depends completely on you. The phone has a nice hardware, slick and fast UI, nice performance as well as a great camera. But the battery life is average on this phone, as well as the viewing angles are very much poor on this phone. I haven't have had the chance to test the HTC One or the Galaxy S4, but overall considering the price, I can say that the phone is a pretty good deal. I don't have any kind of complaints with this phone except the ones I mentioned in this video. So if you are a kind of person who likes glass bodies compared to the plastic bodies of different other smartphones, you should check out the Xperia Z. And moreover, if you are a kind of person who goes on trips pretty frequently and want to take pictures in areas like beach where there is sand as well as water, you should surely check out this phone. The waterproof feature as well as the dustproof feature is great on this phone. You will not regret if your phone gets covered in water or dust. So yeah, finally this was my review of the Sony Xperia Z. Be sure to like this video as well as subscribe to my channel. You can ask your different questions regarding this phone. You can also follow me on my social media. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to be subscribed for further content. Thank you.